One thing that's actually difficult about all this filming business is actually sticking to just being you. That's underestimated how hard that actually is. When you've got intentions of wanting people to hear what you're saying, without getting swept up in trends, in being someone you're not, in talking about things that aren't you. Over the past couple of days, I've been thinking about what relevant topics can I talk about with things that are going on in the world. I just did that Charlie Kirk video, which was honest and what I was thinking about, and it felt good, but it was also relevant, and it felt good for it to be relevant and in the time now and talking about something now. And I've been thinking over the past couple of days, what else can I do and talk about what's going on now? Nothing comes to mind. There's nothing I'm interested in. There's nothing I have an opinion on. And it's difficult to just sit there and say, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to not comment on things, to not be the person to comment on things if you don't feel it. And it makes it click for me, a moment like that, of how people become unauthentic and not themselves and doing things that aren't them, and then feeling like they're living a life that's not them, that it's creeping up on them, a slow build of, oh, hold on, this isn't the life I want to live. If I want to live, why am I doing these things that I don't actually want to do? Oh, I have to do it because of the X, Y, and Z. And for me, I'm looking at it and saying, do what you want. Do the things you want to do. And life becomes peaceful. There's no pressure. Because I've not talked about something I don't want to talk about. I've not commented on something just for the sake of commenting. I've been me. And to me, there's no sacrifice to that. There's nothing that goes, listen, if I just take what the devil is offering and just dabble in something that I don't need to dabble in. To me, there's more of a pressure on, no, don't do something like that. Don't be not you. On one side of the coin, it's really easy. And on the other side of the coin, it's so fucking hard. Because when you want things, you try and force things, and you try and be something you're not. And you try and act. Well, you don't try, you act out of character. And one way that it's easy is you just have to actually do less. These thoughts are sort of repeated thoughts all the time. Because I want to improve what I'm doing. I want to make what I'm talking about more engaging, more relevant, more have people hear me, have people learn and take things in, change their lives, or change a mindset, or let people see something that they may never have thought about or seen before or contemplated. And in a sense, I just have to do less. That's how it becomes easy to be you. But the part that's really hard is staying true to yourself, is not letting all the background noise affect you, not being someone you're not getting dragged into places you don't want to go because there might be a little reward there. There's a little voice saying, some value over here, not personal value, but external value. Do you want to reach out and grab it? And it takes a lot to not give into that, to not say, you know what, I'm going to drop a little piece of myself, pick this external thing up, and maybe it'll make myself feel better. And by not doing that, you never feel trapped. By just being you, you get used to figuring out that it's all right just to be you. Just think how you want to think, to not have to chase this thing that everyone's chasing, this external gratification, this, I want to be someone. I want to step out this lane and I want to talk about that. I want to give that a go. Sometimes there's no harm in that, yeah, for sure. If it truly doesn't feel like you in the moment, how many people can sit here and restrain themselves and say, nah, listen, I don't need to take that deal. I think about it in relationships, and I think about it in how I used to be. I used to think all I want is a girl for X, Y, or Z. And now that I've got a girl, the X, Y, and Z is nowhere in the picture. And the reasons I want a girl and the girl that I have and the girl that I love is reasons that are authentic, the reasons that are me and what I truly want, not this external gratification. And going through those single phases, you think about women and you think about relationships and what you want and why you want them. It's all just bullshit because you're in a position of, over there looks good. These things you see, I want that. And then when you get them, some people aren't happy with what they've got because it's not living up to the expectation that you wanted. And then you've got to look at, maybe the expectation that I wanted was wrong, was unrealistic. When you look at a relationship and you look at life and you look at love, most people just see take. I definitely did, being single. You want that pleasure, you want that fun, you want to feel better, you want to smother some kind of unhappiness that you have, and you think someone else or something external is gonna make you feel better. This is what I imagine when people talk about getting money doesn't solve your problems, doesn't solve how you feel. Buying something isn't going to make you feel any better. And I've completely grasped that. I know that. I might fall into the trap every now and again. But these things that smother the unhappiness that you're feeling, it's unfortunate for those things, especially when it's people that you're searching for. A lot of people break up with girls and guys and break people's hearts, and people take it personally. And what you don't see is that person just had an unrealistic expectation of what a relationship actually is. They think it was just take. Oh, me, I get this. No one ever thinks, I want to be in a relationship because I want to give. Because you're in a state of unhappiness. You're in a state of, I need this. You're looking around and saying, I need to add to me, not I need to add to others. And it's being selfish. And I've done it. And when you're in a state of having things, when you see that you still want to take, but two, you see that I should be giving. And I think relationships sometimes, they force you. The other person also wants. So you are forced to give. And you should realise when that stuff sort of happens that you do have to give in a relationship. It's a two-sided thing, two-sided existence. You and another person, you working together. When I was single, I never saw it. I would never see relationships as teamwork. My teamwork skills are fucking dreadful. And I'd say back to my younger self who was single, and when I wanted girls and stuff like that, especially if you wanted in that moment, if you wanted a relationship, what I'd say to myself is, listen, how good are you at being a team player? That'll get you a relationship. And then it's also, you're not settling for anything just to get a bit of instant gratification or a bit of feels good now. I know that's what I've done in the past. You start singing people, and over a certain amount of time, it just doesn't feel right after a certain point. And it's because that first screen, that first film has disappeared. Then now the short-term gratification's wearing off. And that shows you've got in this for the wrong reason. You've got in this to try and make yourself feel better. Just like at the start when I'm talking about what things to talk about, what videos to make, what current topics, you shouldn't have to think about something like that. You want to talk about what you want to talk about. Things turn up. What are you interested in? I'm thinking at the moment, how can I film? What can I film? How can I improve? How can I film more broadly? What can I film about? Instead of thinking, I need to do these videos for views. Once you've got views and you don't care about views anymore, what will you film about then? And it's too much of living in the future as well. Living in the, once I've got this, right, then we can change. we can become who we truly want to be. And that's the same in relationships. Listen, right, I'll pretend to be someone. I'll go on a date. I'll have a Tinder bio. I'll have great pictures with flashy cars, or I'll up myself to get someone else. I'll over-exaggerate my personality and my accomplishments and say I'm better. I'm this confident person. And then you get someone and you be with them for a couple of months. And what you always realize is probably most of the time, you're both sort of lying to each other. You've both created this person that's above everyone. That's not who you are. And if you're both not willing to drop that and say, that's funny, we're probably faking it a bit. A lot of people meet each other and then you look at your relationship now and you say, God, we were such different people when we met, because you were probably faking it. You're being someone you're not. And for those people that never feel satisfied in a relationship or feel good about stuff like that, it's probably because you're not being your true self. You're not going to get anywhere if your foundation's fake. If you had a girlfriend, how would you be? And that's who you've got to be. And unfortunately, sometimes that person isn't good enough for someone else. But sometimes you can find someone that's okay with that and looks at themselves and is the same way. Unfortunately, we live in a world where lying and being fake gets us a lot of rewards, gets us a lot of value, short term. And I think about it all the time with my videos. You see these people who just look at a camera and put trending sounds on there, make themselves look good or act cool. And I think, I can't do that. That is not me at all. And fair play to the people that can do it and love it. But for the people that fake it, I feel so bad for them. When they look back at these videos and you think, who the fuck am I? What the fuck am I doing? Trying to impress other people. And there's a sense of that here, because to get views and to film stuff is to try and impress other people. To impress other people means you get views. But there's only so far I can go with it naturally before it's just not me. Anyway, that's on my mind this morning. So peace.